Hello dear viewers, I decided to start this video at a familiar to you place because I'm crossing Sainte-Hélène, which was my first video about. In this video I will go to the ocean. There is nice bicycle line from Bordeaux to Lacanau, which is down near, like on the coast of Atlantic Ocean. But on my way I will visit several towns and villages. I will talk about each of them. Now we are going by this bicycle line that I mentioned, which goes from Bordeaux to the ocean, and it was made on the place of railways. So it used to be railways going to the ocean, but in the middle of last century it was closed, the railway, and they made this nice bicycle line. This territory near the ocean is occupied by pine trees forests, and now I came to the first forest, showing you a bit. I like it, it's very beautiful. The shape of pines is interesting. Okay, we go on. We came to the first village that I was going to talk about, as in Salaunes, and the population of this village is 847 people, so now I can tell you exactly. And here you see this playground for skateboards, I guess. Maybe I could show you some tricks on bicycle, but I have no one to film me doing this. That is why I will not show you anything, any tricks. And one place of sightseeing is this church. We will go closer to talk about it. The name of the street is the way to the railway station, but as I already told you, there is no railway here, so it should be renamed to Chemin de la Piste Cyclable, which means a way to the bicycle line, but historically they keep it like this. And I can show you the church. I would say that it is very similar to other churches that I showed you in my previous videos, but maybe a bit smaller, as it is in a small village. But actually for the village with 800 people it is quite big. I didn't tell you the name of the church. It is the Church of Notre Dame de Salaunes. Salaunes, quite obvious name. And this weather, it's not very easy to show you. On the background of bright white sky, it's becoming too dark, but maybe it's even more interesting. And I need to add that it was built in 1865. And there is a monument for people who died on the Second World War. And the name of citizens of Salaunes who died in the Second World War, or First World War, is like written here. 6 people. On the bus stop it is a good place to show you the route. So I live somewhere here in Bordeaux, And we are already here, Salaunes. You may think that we are kind of in the middle of the way, but our cycling lines go like this, so it is not the middle yet, and it is southwest of France. I think it's okay to film horses in each my video. If you don't think so, write in comments your opinion. I think it is the first black or grey horse that I'm filming, not the same as last videos. And I was going to film the sign with distance that I'm going to do. So next city will be Sainte-Hélène. Bad news, ladies and gentlemen. I went quite far away from the last place of filming, and I noticed that I lost my paper with all my notes. Without it, I don't know what I will tell you. So I think I must go back and see. Maybe I will find it. Could you believe that? I didn't believe that I will find it, but you see, it's right on the way. I'm very, very lucky. I can continue my way. And yes, I came back very close to this salon. But it is better than to lose it. Let's continue. Another video how to, and this will be how to film yourself during eating apple and riding bicycle. I do it like this. You keep camera in one hand, you film you in rear view mirror, and you eat apple. And definitely there is some disadvantage of this method, because you cannot look in the camera at the same time when you eat apple. Maybe there is better methods to do this, but I haven't invented them yet. I will think about that. Now in Sainte-Hélène, and it is my second visit to this town. Last time I came here by motorcycle, and I think I will show you a picture of my motorcycle on this parking, which I took last year. Population of this city, of this town, is 2,641 men. It is famous for fair that take place every September since 1770, and since 1980 it is dedicated to garlic and onion only. Before they sell lots of animals, horses, sheep here. And now we are near the church. You see the church? The name of the church is very simple, the Church of Sainte-Hélène, which is logical, right? Much older church used to be here, but it was rebuilt in wait a second, in 1927. Yes. And some words about Sainte-Hélène. I'm not sure if you all know who is she. She gave the name to this town and to this church, but also she gave birth to a Roman emperor, Constantine. And Many places are named by her name. So I told you about the church, and we will have many things to see in this town. For example, this flower bed. In this place, many interesting things are concentrated, like town hall is here, monument for people who died on the First World War, and I think Second as well. This building is Hotel Constantin, which is a very old hotel. I don't know when it was built, but Wikipedia says that it is very old. And if I cross the road, I can show you again beautiful flowers and this building, which is building in front of town hall. And we will continue to see two more things here in Sainte-Hélène. And now you can see Chateau Bordier. It was built from bricks about 120 years ago for Madame Bordier, and it has a garden. It is still in use, probably by some relatives of Madame Bordier, and it's not possible to see inside or to see the garden. And now I'm talking about the last place in Sainte-Hélène, but the most interesting for me. It is Villa quand même et même prix, which means anyway and contempt. So which is history. In 1930, a butcher was looking for a place for the shop and the house, and a state agent cheated him. He said that if he buys this small piece of land, he will be able to buy a neighboring land. But he said it only to sell this small piece of land, and it wasn't possible. But then he bought it. The butcher bought it, and but nobody was going to sell him more land. So loud cars. But anyway, he decided to build. He was very angry, and he decided to build this small building. On the first floor he made a shop, and on the second floor he made a place to live. And he wrote these words on the town, like anyway and contempt. And it made it quite beautiful. Because of the way of former railway, this bicycle line now goes to the village with very few people, and I think it is why there is no people on the bicycle line itself. No cycles, no runners, only me. But that's good. I can enjoy all my line. maybe you are surprised that I am filming myself, but there is very good reason for that. I came to Saumos, and the population of this village is 551 men. So it is the smallest village I have ever visited in my videos, so I decided to celebrate it by showing you myself. And in Middle Age, the name of this city was Sainte-Hélène de Gorga. The current name is Saumos or Saumos. I'm not sure about pronunciation. And this name is based on name Salaunes. That's it. Now we will go to see the church, because there is nothing else. I know there is something else. We will see. We came to the church as I promised. It was built in 1113, so it is very, very old, and it is very different from what we saw before. To be fair, I would add that it was modernized in 19th century. It had wooden walls before, and now it's completely from stone. It's very small, but for a very small village. What I like here, that windows with stained glass are protected by windows with normal glass, maybe even by plastic. This bell placement is different from what we saw before. Now we are going by the street to railway station in the village with no railways, same as in previous one. But here they have railway station, you can see, and on the top you can see the name of their village, and it's written railways. But now it is used just like house for someone is living here. I used to think that it is something very bad to live on a train station, but now I am changing my mind. In some cases it is quite okay. And it is our last thing to see in Saumos. So we are departing from train station to Lacanau. It is getting hotter and hotter, and you can see the interesting picture. And near this river I found this information. It is kind of touristic way to see different animals. I didn't plan, but I will go by it to check. Maybe I will be lucky to see all of these different animals. I think they found very good solution for those who are not lucky to see the animal itself, as they made these poles, and so you can think that you saw the animal. Here there was not a pole with a picture, but there is real wildlife, and really wild. I should not have talked. Okay. Next pole with the grass. I don't know why it is grass interesting. I think it is. Okay. You've seen it as well. Very beautiful. And now we have a choice to go for the good place for taking pictures to the left, or somewhere else to the right. I think we'll go to the left first. I think it is not the season for mushrooms yet, so I'm showing you pole again. Imagine that you saw some mushrooms. It should be a place with frogs. You see? But I cannot find even frogs. It's usually not difficult. So again, on the picture. Indeed, very beautiful view from here. And here we are. It is already Lacanau lake. You can see there, but view is here is like something very special. Again, you can see picture of all animals and fish that lives here. Some information about the lake you can see. I understand that you would like to see not only pictures, but I cannot see any animals. So we are supposed to see turtle here, but we have seen it already in another place. So I don't think that we will be so lucky to see it here as well. place to see woodpecker, but maybe woodpecker doesn't know that he should be here. If you want to see woodpecker, go to my first video from Sainte-Hélène, and there at the very end you will see woodpecker. I came back to the cycling line. I started from this information boards and I came here. So I could do it like in 30 seconds, or I spent maybe 30 minutes or maybe more looking on the turtle, lake and trees. Now we are in Lacanau, which in Gascon language means just the canal. Population of the town is 4,527, and just blind luck brought me to the church that I was looking for. The church is similar to our previous, to the previous one that we saw. It was built in 1765 from the stones of an older church, and I think it took to locals like 100 years of protest to make the government to build this church. They had a church before, but I think something happened. Probably it was sunk because of changing the size of the lake, and they built this church using stones from older church, so which is maybe even kind of partly older than it is. I will try to go inside. The name of this church is the Church of Saint Vincent, and we continue our way. So we are coming to the lake of Lacanau. People use yurts here and bicycles as well, and it is magnificent. I've been there last year and I already know that it is magnificent. Behind the forest, on the other side of the lake, there is ocean. And we are going there. So we can swim and then cross the forest, but I cannot swim with camera and bicycle, so I will go around the lake. crashed into several flocks of flies. You can see, right? Not very pleasant feeling, and some of them are in my eyes. Now we're near the same lake, Lacanau lake, but from other side. The town here is called Mutschik, and I don't know why people swim in here, but they didn't do this at Lacanau. Sad news, dear viewers, my window broke apart. That is why I will not be able to film many interesting videos anymore. But the life goes on.